Now to upskirting, that disturbing form of video voyeurism where someone secretly photographs underneath victims' skirts and blouses. Outraged victims are coming forward, and as NBC's Carl Quintanilla reports, they're finding the law isn't helping.
The images are as shocking as they are easy to find online. It's called upskirting, and Bunny Brunt's teenage daughter, Raquel, was a victim last summer.
This guy was behind my daughter waving a bag underneath her skirt. And I turned to the guy and I said, "What the hell do you got in that bag?"
It was a video camera, and Jeffrey Swisher, the man, the latest perpetrator in a practice all too common, as modern cameras get smaller and less noticeable on gadgets like cell phones. Many victims of video voyeurism have no idea they're being photographed. As a warning, people hide cameras in bags near unsuspecting individuals, taking private pictures of very private places. These pictures can wind up on the internet, and generally the law is on the side of the camera operator.
We had the evidence, we had the tape, but they told me there's nothing you can do because there's nothing in the law that says that you can't videotape in a public area.
Swisher served only 10 days in jail for disorderly conduct, angering victims' rights advocates.
It doesn't make sense that you could prosecute somebody for installing a video camera in a shower stall, for instance, and yet not be able to prosecute somebody for filming intimate parts in a public place.
First Amendment attorneys say changing the law could have dangerous consequences. For instance, they say, what if someone tapes a traffic accident or a terrorist incident where someone is partially clothed?
All of a sudden you're labeling these people as sex criminals and sex violators, punishing them for the rest of their lives in some circumstances. So the legislature has to be very careful whenever it drafts a law that restricts the gathering of information and, in this case, public filming.
But Joling Jang is trying to change things nonetheless. She was a victim of upskirting 5 years ago in Seattle.
He had a digital video camera. So at that time I didn't know what he was doing with the camera.
Jang worked with Washington state lawmakers who enacted a new upskirting law last year, arguing the crime may be a precursor to more serious sex offenses.
Upskirting is a lot more than just some guy filming up your skirt and seeing your underwear. You don't know what's going to happen next. Maybe your pictures will be sold on some porno site. Maybe they're stalking you. You really don't know, and that's what the fear is. As
more victims like her speak out, other states may be forced to examine their laws more closely before more women have the camera turned on them. For today, Carl Quintanilla, NBC News, New York.
Bunny Brunt is here with her daughter Raquel, who was the upskirting victim mentioned in Carl's piece. Good morning to both of you. Thanks so much for coming in. We really appreciate it. And you know, a lot of mothers may not have gone forward and gotten so angry and prosecuted the perpetrator of this crime. Why was it so important for both of you to say, hey, this should not be allowed to happen?
Well, because it shouldn't be allowed to happen for anybody that's walking outside in public. They can wear anything they want to wear and be respectable and not have to worry about somebody behind them doing anything to them, you know, while they're just minding their own business.
Raquel, how did it make you feel when you realized what this individual was doing to you?
I mean, I felt violated and I didn't really know how to react to it, but I mean, I'm just glad that like something happened to him because so it won't happen to other people. But I'm not going to like let it affect my life. So
at the same time, you know, when you're not familiar with it, it does seem like such a bizarre and creepy invasion of your privacy in sort of the most intimate way. You were very sharp to realize what was going on, but you can see how someone would be, Bunny, completely oblivious to this, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, because you don't know what's going on behind you or in front. You don't know what people are thinking, period. So the way I found out and stuff, I just knew this man was in our personal space.
But is that how you figured it out? Because he had what, a backpack? Is that right?
No, he had a Radio Shack, black Radio Shack bag. Just that he had rigged, and he had a camera like sticking up from the corner of it. So he had the camera sticking up from the corner, and he would just wave the bag underneath unsuspecting people's.
Now, was it as you were walking, or as people were sitting, or
we were standing, and we were just looking at accessories. And so I just noticed somebody was behind us, and he was like right behind us. And so then I turned around and I gave him a look, and then I grabbed her and we decided to go to a different store. And we go to a different store, and then...
He was following you?
And, well, we turned around again, and he was right behind us again. And I was thinking, that was really weird.
So then you actually chased him down?
Well, then we went to the back of the store, and then I saw him waving a bag underneath my daughter's skirt, and then I said to him, what the hell he got in that bag? And I chased after him, screaming down the mall, stop that man, stop that man.
So security came, then ultimately the police came. What else did he have on his on this video camera?
He had other children on there too, between 14 and 16. He would
Raquel, you're 18, yes?
Yeah, she
I was
just turned
17 at the
18.
time.
Yeah.
Or no, I was
She
18.
just turned 18 like 2 weeks before that. But he would throw something down on the ground and then bend over and then pick it up, and he would have the camera aimed underneath these unsuspecting kids' skirts and shorts.
Now, he only serves 10 days in jail for disorderly conduct.
Yes, yeah.
But you took action. You went to your state representative.
Yes.
And you got the law changed.
Yes.
Tell me what you did. And now it's punishable by how much?
I think it's a year.
Yeah, I think it's actually 1 to 5 years in
1
prison.
to 5, and before he was just getting a slap on the wrist
Because it was
for
disorderly conduct.
Yeah, well, they couldn't even get. They only could get that because it was disturbance in the mall. So it was originally just a misdemeanor.
Meanwhile, a state representative we spoke to about this new law in Virginia
Right.
said, quote, kudos to you, Bunny Brunt. There's no force in nature more dangerous than a mother protecting her daughter. He also said the law would never have been passed without you. So what advice would you give to other people who might be victimized by this? Take it seriously?
Oh yeah, and always be aware of your surroundings and people around you, and because you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know if they're having weird thoughts about you, or I mean, she was with me. She was with her mother, and for a man just to come up between a mother and daughter when we're hand in hand shopping and stuff, you just don't know what they're thinking.
Well, I'd never heard of this before, and it's something I'm going to be on the lookout for now
yeah.
that I
Well, you
know
have
that
girls,
people are
yeah.
doing it. And I guess it shows that while the internet can be wonderful, it can actually be used in a very negative way, and we
Yeah.
all need to be aware of that.
And he totally admitted that he was going to put it on the internet too. So I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know how much money you can get for something like that, but
Well, hopefully,
that's a sickness,
Yeah.
and he was just really sick to be doing
well,
something like that.
hopefully you stopped him and other people from
Oh, I
taking
stopped.
advantage of women this way. Bunny and Raquel Brunt, thank you so
Thanks,
much
Katie.
for coming by, because I know it took a lot of courage to be able to talk about this as an 18-year-old. So thanks, Raquel, and good for you, Bunny.
Oh, thanks.
Coming up, we're going to answer your email questions about toxic relationships. But first, these messages.